Hey everybody, welcome to JLB Sports TV. I am Justin Block, and today Liverpool beat Fulham at Anfield 4-0. And today in my match review, I'm joined by Greg Vazone of LFCtvUSA. He's emerged from the dungeon where Danny Wilson, Donny, Danny Pacheco, and Usama Asaidi are currently sitting in. And he watched the game with me. We're both back from college. So we're going to give our thoughts on the match today. Now, in the lead up to the match, the big story this week was, aside from the transfer rumors, which we will not address in this video, was Raheem Sterling signing the new contract, but he was actually on the bench today along with Joe Allen. I believe Raheem Sterling's played 26 matches this season. Joe Allen's played almost every single EPL match. So both of them had to be rested. We saw Suso and Downing be included in the squad now, and Shelby played in sort of attacking midfield role. Yeah. And for one, that was one that did very well for me because Gerrard and Lucas got to sort of sit back, control and boss midfield. And for once, we saw a midfielder dodge into the box. John Joe Shelby actually almost made it sort of like a Rafa-esque 4-2-3-1, where we saw John Joe Shelby right behind Luis Suarez at striker.
Yeah, it was a bit of a different one. Of course, we stuck to the 4-3-3, which
right.
Rodgers has not deviated from all season, and that's what you're going to expect for throughout this stretch in Christmas. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Shelby went forward a lot. You had Gerrard, of course, staying back in that defensive mid role, that deep line playmaker.
But at the same token, we also saw Gerrard get into the box.
Yes, we saw him get into the box a lot more, and of course Joe Allen stayed back there. It's just a bit weird.
Lucas.
Oh, my bad. It was Lucas. Completely apologize. I'm sorry. I'm so used to Joe Allen at this point. Yeah, you see, guys, there's a bit of normalcy. Lucas was staying back a bit more. He was taking that role that he had always had. Gerrard was getting forward a lot more, but he still kept to that deep line playmaker role. And you had Shelby moving forward, playing the role that he's going to take over for when Gerrard leaves. But of course, you started all off with Skirtle on the corner, half volley off his chest. Gerrard swung it in right in the back of the net. It was a great start.
One of the best finishes we've seen all season from Liverpool.
And it was probably the best. And it was probably the best start we could have had all season, aside from Norwich. Aside from Norwich away, with that first shot from Suarez. From there, of course, we were able to boss the game a bit. Agger should have finished that shot. Should have finished that chance.
Yeah, it was almost as bad as Gervinho's from 1 yard out the other day.
But from there, of course, Gerrard got on the end of a Downing pass. And by the way, that is a beautiful ball from Downing. It is the best ball from Downing I have seen.
I don't know how Downing saw Gerrard and was able to slip that through.
It wasn't just that. It was the skill of the pass. If you can possibly see a replay of it, he misdirects him and he gets him off the back heel. Absolutely beautiful play right through there. Gerrard comes out of absolutely nowhere, slots in the back of the net.
Right.
It could have been timed a bit better, but it was a beautiful ball.
And that incisive passing was something that we've sort of missed from Liverpool all season, where they make the incisive passes and they want to almost pass the ball into the net sometimes. But today, they totally just didn't cross the ball, which was a big change of pace from last match against Villa, where we actually lost. Against Villa, we actually attempted 44 crosses. Today, I believe it was 22. So cutting the crosses in half. Liverpool are one of the worst crossing sides in the Premier League. That's something that's strangely carried over from Dalglish's reign, where we still cross the ball a lot, and they're not very good crosses. Didn't cross the ball much at all today, or at least half of what we did last week. And lo and behold, big victory, great incisive passing down the middle, and 4 goals.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what's happened lately with the... We've not had very good wingers, of course. Sterling's done his job, but it really hasn't been there. This was probably the best first half we've seen from Liverpool all season.
Yes.
And I think maybe Norwich could have said something different to it, but this was definitely one of the best first halves.
Well, I think Norwich was the Suarez show. This was the Liverpool show. This is we're to come out, have balance on the wings, attack with fluidity, and there was great movement throughout the match, we can say. The big thing that was with me today was Luis Suarez. I mean, how many Liverpool games where you can say they win 4-0 and Suarez is basically non-existent all match? Yeah, he got the goal at the end, which is a nice garnish or nice icing on the cake for us. But Luis Suarez wasn't very involved all match. He still worked hard, but his first touch was not there today. And you could tell he looked a bit off.
Yeah, and of course, let's not forget Downing.
Oh, yeah, Stuart Downing. Scored his first goal against his first assist.
His first Premier League goal of the ever for Liverpool. And of course, as we all heard in that Aston Villa program, he did say he was going to be sold. The reports are that he could have been sold, is that, if we get an offer of $8 million, he probably will be sold.
Right, but let's hold off on the January transfer talk. For me, Stuart Downing is the stud of the match.
For me, it's Gerrard.
1 goal and 1 assist for Downing. I mean, how many times are we going to be even able to say that he's a man of the match?
How often are we going to be able to say that he's going to play anymore?
Exactly. So for me, it was Downing. I'm going to give it to Downing. Honorable mention going to Lucas Leiva. I think this was his best match coming back from injury. He was Liverpool's leading tackler today, leading passer, and added 3 interceptions as well. So a great job from Lucas Leiva. I believe it all starts and ends in midfield, and Liverpool's midfield bossed it. Lucas Leiva leading the way. What about your man of the match or your stud?
You know it's Gerrard.
Gerrard,
he had a phenomenal match. He was getting forward a lot more, which, as we all know, he had to play back a lot more. We had to see Shelby go forward. And unfortunately, with that, because of his age and because of the way that he's been declining as a player, we've had to see him drop back, and we've had to see him play as that deep-lying playmaker.
Right, and the thing is, he's still, been effective on the role. He's one of Liverpool's leading chance creators, and among the EPL's top. He had 5 chances created this match, so he's still doing his job as a creator in midfield to me.
Yes, and he stayed back. He did his job. We were able to rest Sterling and Allen today.
But I was very unhappy with the fact that they even came on at the end. I know it's nice to see Sterling come on. It's nice to see Joe Allen come on, but I don't think you need to give him the 20 minutes. If you want to rest them the full match. I'm sure Henderson or Shaheen would have been able to do the job fine. Leave Suso on. And speaking of Suso, for me, he was the dud of the match. It's hard to give a dud of the match in a 4-0 victory. But Suso had a pretty easy chance in the first half, didn't convert it, and I guess he was.
I can't say that was easy. It could have been.
He should have done better. He didn't even hit the target.
You could have said that about Aga.
All right. You got me there. But for me, I guess if I'm going to give a dud of the match, like I always do, I'll give it to Suso. Just because he was probably the least involved player of the attacking 6 for me.
We could have gone in the refs, but hey, it's 4-0. We're going to enjoy this.
Give it to the refs.
We're gonna enjoy this, and we're going to go into the. And of course, we've started off this 4 matches in 12-game stretch, and we started off in the best possible manner. Now, of course, we're going to go into this, and we're going to have what is it next? Yes, Stoke away, QPR away, and then on January 2nd, we're going to play Sunderland home. From this, I'm going to say that we're probably going to get 8 to 10 points out of the 12 possible, including this match. And I said this beforehand as well. Reason why, Stoke play a style that really does hurt us. And they've done it before, and they'll do it again. We really have had a tough time with Stoke historically. And it's just going to be the way it is. We're going to have a tough time here, and I think we're going to get a point. I'm going to say that maybe we're going to get, maybe we'll lose, maybe we'll win. But I'm going to say a point is the most likely scenario.
A point at the Britannia against a bully side like Stoke is... obviously, you expect the 3 points, but something you'll take, especially when looking ahead of other matches. You say 10 and 12. You said.
I say. I would say it's 12 points, right?
Right.
I said 8 to 10 was my prediction.
And right now, again, we've won today, so the optimism comes back. Oh, we're in for 4th again. Well, we're only 5 points off 4th.
And keep in mind, I said this. I said this to him before today's match. I thought 8 to 10 in these out of the 12 points was probably what was going to happen, and that was what I expected. Of course, I mentioned Stoke. QPR, we should win. Right. QPR away, we should win. Of course, this is all knock on wood, but I believe we should win against QPR because they've been terrible, and yes, they've been improving under Redknapp, but this is still QPR. That being said, that would be what, 7 out of 9.
QPR would be relegated in the championship. I mean, they're that bad.
That would be 7 out of 9, and then of course on January 2nd we would play Sunderland at home. For some reason, I think we're going to have a slip-up. That would probably be the slip-up. And I have a feeling that would be it. It's at home, Sunderland, Martin O'Neill. It's just that bad feeling. It's just that bad
now,
feeling.
Looking ahead, if Liverpool can maintain a 3 to 5 point reach within 4th, going into January, getting whoever we may get, I'll take that considering that we played with one striker for the entire half of the season. Well, that is something I'll take. Liverpool, you can say that they should have better results here and there, but I'll take that, especially if Liverpool can put on a strong second half with the reinforcements coming in January.
Of course, what we're trying to do at this point is, with these next 3 games, we are trying to hold down the fort until the reinforcements arrive. We're going to have to play, in the Europa League late in January. We're going to have to play in the FA Cup. But right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to hold down the fort until January 2nd. Reinforcements will arrive. I'm not going to say I'll say the name. Daniel Sturridge probably will arrive. Maybe Thomas Ince, as you all know. Until we can get the reinforcements, we're just going to stay in there. We're going to get them in. We're going to get a full squad. We're going to make a run in the FA Cup. We're going to maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe we're going to focus on the league. We're going to try and focus on the league. Maybe push for 4th, push for the FA Cup, and make a run towards Amsterdam for the Europa League final.
Okay. And now that wraps the video up right now. So that's all for today with JLB Sports TV. I'm Justin Block. Great 3-point victory today. I'm back from school, so we will be updating the website, the channel way more often. Lots of videos, lots of articles coming your way. Should be a good January for myself, the channel, and Liverpool. YNWA guys, have a great Christmas, happy holidays, great New Year. Yeah.